Hello, I am here to talk about Florio guilds and the existential issues they are facing. Many guilds in the game are not as prosperous as they used to be, and there are some very fundamental reasons why this is happening. The first thing I must do is give some context. I am the owner of the guild with the tag TGNG. Back in April of 2025, the guild had a waitlist of over 30 people even though I had never advertised it anywhere. But by the beginning of June, I no longer had any waitlist. It is now the end of August, and to this day, I have not needed to use the waitlist. This is kind of an issue, because I cannot purge out the inactive people if there aren't more people joining to replace them. It is almost always a very bad idea to kick inactive people out of your guild before inviting new ones. This is because the lack of people in your guild will serve as a deterrent because people will think that your guild is dead. Because of the lack of people joining the guild, it started to become more inactive. I have ended up needing to advertise the guild in several places, which is really strange because I had never actually needed to do this before. Along with this, I noticed that a lot of the stronger people in the guild were interested in joining other guilds. These weren't just any other guild, they were actually the same one or two guilds every single time. This whole situation is very puzzling because I have never experienced this before. I decided to talk with Yabberwocky, who is the owner of the popular guild HC1. He gave me several pointers on how to make my guild successful. But after talking with him, I realized that there were two very important reasons why the guild wasn't being successful. But it wasn't just my guild. In fact, a lot of guilds were having the same issue. I was very surprised to find out that Gale was having very similar issues. It came as a surprise to me because I had always heard of Gale as a very hyped guild that people wanted to join. So there are these two issues that are affecting a lot of guilds in the game all at the same time. The first issue is that in the niche of players level 100 to 130, there are too many guilds existing right now for them. Because of this, all the guilds in this niche are strained in members and activity. Competition has risen significantly, and guild leaders are becoming more desperate. This also naturally makes all the guilds more inactive, because as I said earlier, you need people to join before you can kick inactive members. Because of this, the inactive people pile up. Instead of the active people of Florio being focused in a few guilds, they are instead spread out across about 8, and hence each of them are less active. Unfortunately, the only way for this issue to be solved is for some guilds to disexist. In the past, there were often only about 4 guilds in this niche. But at this current moment, there are now around 8. So until this number falls down, guilds will continue to be struggling. The second issue is a lot more fundamental. The issue is that people have been more focused now on maximizing rates and progress rather than playing to have fun. While this dilemma affects other parts of the game such as super hunting, where people are increasingly focused on getting their hidden instead of focusing on the health of the mega squad, it is also very problematic for guilds, or at least some of them. The changing ideology of the Florio community. This changing ideology leads to the more powerful people pooling into a few specific guilds and outflowing from the rest, instead of sticking to their own guild and/or community. Guilds are becoming less of a way to connect with other people and have fun, and more of a way to just get more progress and stronger squads. The second issue is very evident in a lot of stronger squads, because people will call you a seller for any little mistake you make. And this phenomenon simply was not a thing a year ago. So there you go. A rise in competition and a changing Florio ideology are two things that are leading my guild to have more trouble than it ever has before, and also is causing trouble in many other guilds. Hopefully this issue will improve in the future, but until then, a majority of the guilds in the game will have a lower quality than they once did. And this is the end of my informative video.